Hello at Fish Bay Middle School. I hope this finds you well. I just want to follow up regarding the communication I sent on Sunday regarding the threat that was received. I am so thankful for those school community members who quickly went to the police department to share that threat, and for the swift response of the Whitefish Bay Police Department to determine that there was no credibility to the threat that was made, and that we were able to make sure that all of our kids and staff were safe and that we could continue coming back to school. So I'm really grateful for that. Along the way, we've learned some lessons about school safety that I need to share with you today, and I'm asking you to follow up with your kids about all three of these things. The first one is that there was initially some debate among those that initially saw this threat about whether or not they should just wait until Monday to bring this to my attention. And while I appreciate the trust that this demonstrates in me, all of our school community, parents and kids and staff members, everyone needs to know that we have to act immediately when we receive a threat. If that threat's happening outside of school hours, the very first person that a student should go to would be their parents or a trusted adult, and then that immediately has to be conveyed to the police department. So it's essential that these things happen as quickly as possible, so that the authorities can intervene to make sure that there isn't a threat. So please talk with your kids about what they would do if they ever saw anything that made them feel safe or thought that there might be a chance that something terrible could happen, and who they should report that to, and your expectation that they would come to you right away. The second thing is that because the police determined this wasn't a credible threat, some kids believe that those that brought this information forward shouldn't have done that, and they shouldn't have gotten this student in trouble for saying that. And nothing could be further from the truth. And I know you join me in this sentiment, and I hope that your kids understand that it's never okay to make a threat of that nature, and reporting it is always the right thing to do, and we should be celebrating those that report that. Never ever should we make anyone feel bad about reporting information that is keeping people safe. So even if you don't think your kid would ever do that, please talk with them about that to make sure that they know your expectation of them, that they should be honoring and respecting those that do the right thing, and never making them feel guilty about what they might have done. The third thing is that this threat was one of so many events that we have been involved with this school year that are happening on social media, at home, and at a very late hour. We've had various other events that have come to our attention, and almost all of them are happening outside of school. I know in our community, all of our parents, you probably have curfews for your children about when they need to be home, both on a school night and on the weekends. And yet, there are kids that are engaged in social interactions all hours of the night, literally all hours of the night, every day of the week. We are seeing these things come back to us. And it's incredibly unhealthy for our kids. It is damaging to our school culture and our school community when an unrestricted access to social media at every hour of the night is happening. And so I am asking you for your help. Please, as a family, have a conversation about what is our technology curfew in our house. I've heard some families say that when you come home, and if this is a curfew when you have to be home, that's the same curfew for all of your devices. And every single device goes into a common spot. Sometimes that's in the parent's bedroom. Sometimes that's at a common location of the house. That's cell phones, games, iPads, Chromebooks, the whole works. But that as a family, we've said, this is when we're home. Because right now what we're seeing is kids might physically be home, but they are running with every other kid and any number of random strangers out there because they have access to their devices at all hours of the night. So I'm asking for your help in that. And I know in this whole conversation, folks, I know I'm being really direct right now, but this has been really challenging. And this is something that we've seen get progressively worse throughout the course of the school year. And we can't do this alone. We're asking for your help in this. And so please, as a family, talk about these three things: your expectation that your kids would report this to any threat to you immediately, your expectation that they would trust and respect anyone who came forward with information, and that as a family we're going to set up a curfew for our technology, and we're not going to have any access to devices weekend or weekday after a certain time. So I appreciate your support in this, and I know that we're all in this together to help protect our kids and make sure that this is always a safe school community for every child to come to every day. Thank you.